High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
Oh, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
High Plains Technology Center, education at the speed of business. School is now in session.
All right, here we are, Taylor Burnett, High Plains Technology Center, tuning in once again. It's Hump Day. I had to give a little shout out. I thought of that the other day when we talked about Braden Loudon, one of the best students we've had. But got wonderful guests in here with me this morning, ready to talk about all things related to health. So go ahead and introduce yourselves. Eat that mic.
Good morning. I am Polly Cottom.
And good morning. I'm Felicia Bowers.
Our two fearless leaders in health careers with everything. I'm talking because a lot of things are going on. We've talked a little bit on the show before about what's changed upstairs, but I want to talk about what the upstairs changes mean to you right now. How, since we're about 3 months into it. So what are your thoughts? What do you like about it? We're not going to talk about what you don't like because I know there's some of those things too. But what's the one thing the biggest takeaway that you love being upstairs with?
I think that the students enjoying being able to see both sets of the classrooms and interacting with students freely. And then we have a lot of storage. There's complete access to the laboratories where the students practice their skills, and then their peers are watching them and learning from that as
pressure.
well. And
yeah.
they do seem to function well off of that pressure, so it's been enjoyable.
I love pressure at times. I hate pressure at times, but I love it. Talk about storage, that's probably a big thing too. You don't need any storage in medical field at all, right?
Not much.
Yeah. Polly, what's the number one thing you like about everything?
I'm really enjoying being close to the practical nursing program and the short-term adult health classes and being able to just go across there and throw ideas to each other, and that's been really helpful. Yeah, and our students did a cool project the other day. The PN students came over and helped with some of the skill teaching with our students with vital signs, and I've been able to go over every once in a while and do some stuff with the short-term classes, and they've come over to our area, and then we're sharing that place also with our night phlebotomy course, which that instructor is one of our former students that just graduated.
I got, Polly.
I got to go in and hug her the other evening. I was in my office and she was teaching, and that was really, really, that was rewarding for me to see.
Because you talk about someone that's there a lot. I know I'm there at the school a lot, and I'll drive by and see that Black Pathfinder there even more than I am. So Polly is there a lot. That's what I love. I love that answer. No offense, Felicia, but love that answer because it is about working together, and we've already witnessed that. And you talked about LPN coming over because that's some of those skills that they have to learn as well, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It helps both ways.
Because patients don't always need, they need comforted and they need everything with that.
And it's especially fun for me because some of those students over there were also in my program. In fact, one of their instructors was one of my students in my program. So I love seeing her in action.
And, the cohesiveness, because, we try to operate a little bit differently because, we have times when we all need each other's help, and that's what I love also. The blood drive we've held up there. What was holding the blood drive like up there versus down in the seminar center or 201A and B?
I think that it was really convenient for the volunteers. It was convenient for the people that came in to give their blood. I feel like the students and then the LPN as well as Ms. Kellen, we all work together to make it function and go smoothly.
And that Miss Kellen will tell you if you're not working together with things too. But one of the other reasons why I'm going to, just a jab, Tammy, don't relax, just me. One of the other things I'm going to talk about is you guys just got back from fall leadership as well. So talk about a little bit about that with your students that you take them to that.
Yes, we had a great time. It's a really good bonding time for our officers morning and afternoon because a lot of times they really don't get to do a whole lot together. We stayed even late for an extra deal they did for the first time. I think it's called Oklahoma Challenge about driving safety, which is something we're introducing this year. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff about not texting and driving distracted, and I think we can all benefit from that. So we've got some exciting things coming up. But the biggest thing is two of our students.
Here we go. Yeah, this is the breaking news,
Yeah.
the cool thing. Here we
Two
go.
of our students got elected or slated and then elected to state office, and we won't know till November what their office is that they'll hold. We may have a president. We don't
do not know.
but
But we'll know they have a retreat the 7th through the 9th of November. So
Okay.
they're supposed to be finding out during that time what position they'll
So
hold.
I'll be ready to have them on and have the president on is what we're going to go
Maybe,
in there.
yeah, maybe so.
Because it is a big deal. People don't understand. When we say two, that's really not known, right, at that point in time.
right.
Correct?
That's
And
almost
talk about
unheard
why.
of.
Yeah.
One of the young ladies is from Vici.
Yes.
Brooke Keller, and then another young lady from Moreland, Faith Parsons, which is really neat because we're competing with, I shouldn't say competing, but it really is competing with a lot larger schools than us. Even in our smaller divisions, we're not necessarily the biggest, but we've got the best.
There you go. And it's a testament to that. It's a testament to the instructors as well. And that's what I love because it is, a family atmosphere at times because she has spoke to our class or to our whole staff as well.
Yes,
and did
Faith.
she use that? Yeah, Faith. And did she use the same kind of campaign speech with that? Did she tie that in at all?
Well, they actually had to go through quite
Rigorous
a process. They have to
Okay.
take a knowledge test on the history of HOSA. That's probably it's a really difficult test.
Have you both
Parliamentary
taken those
procedures.
Let's have that. Yeah, I always say that Mr. Holt and I need to take the ACT. How about you two take that test?
No, I don't think that's a good idea. I probably would not have been.
Oh,
elected.
come on. Well, that's cool. That's neat. And once again, it's that spirit that it holds to that. So one of the things about health careers that I think is way crazy, mind-boggling, and neat as well. How many different career majors are in your program?
Yeah, I think
17 different career
Yeah.
majors through the health program.
And what's really cool about
That we
that,
offer.
That we offer.
That
but there's
we
a
offer is the
plethora
others,
of
yes.
other health
Yeah.
careers.
and I would say over half of our students complete more than one career major too. That's what makes it so great.
That's so
is
cool.
that those students can come out with more than one skill set and increase their job opportunities.
Because even my daughter, she's talked about things and getting ready and for the career. And of course, that's going to change. She's only a freshman, but I tell her I'm like the one place that's going to prepare you more than anything is health careers class. Also, that A&P, pretty legit, correct?
Well, I like
Yes.
to think
Anatomy and
so.
physiology. Yeah.
Anatomy and physiology, medical terminology. Yes, it's
Yeah, and right now our students would say it's pretty legit. It's
Are they
a little
in it
bit
right now?
harder than what they thought it was going to be, I do believe.
yes.
I don't want to take that. Just like I would rather take the parliamentary and procedures in HOSA than I would rather take A&P right now. I could probably tell you that much. So biology, sorry, Mrs. Bassett, wasn't one of my best things. So, but talk about what separates a little bit with the hands-on aspect of some of the different career majors that you do as well, because those labs are legit. There's really and hands-on is the way to learn also, right?
Well, we take it very seriously, and our students know that because we're training them to go out and take care of live people that are customers in this community.
Yeah.
And so they practice invasive skills on us and each other, and especially phlebotomy. We do the real thing, and I don't send them out there until I know
Do
that
the
they
real
can
thing.
do it.
So when she's saying do the real thing in phlebotomy, because not everybody understands, what are you talking about with phlebotomy?
we draw blood.
Draw blood.
Yes.
There we go. There you go.
But we do get permission
Yes.
before we do this. From
and
parents.
that's what a lot was involved with the PN class as well recently, wasn't it? Or were they just checking vitals? I couldn't remember.
Well, they were working with us on vital signs, which is
Okay.
also not that easy of a skill, and so it's very important.
because even in testing at times with CNA, people
Yes.
don't always
It's the
pass
critical
that. Yeah,
test.
it really, truly, that's probably just as important as that written test when it comes down to it, because that's what they're
Well,
going to be doing.
absolutely, yeah.
Without a doubt. And so it's that, those skills are all changing, a little bit with things, and it's that hands-on thing. When we talk about the future, what you're going to have to adapt to, where do you see health careers changing a little bit? Because I have my own mindset. I don't know if it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but telemed, do you think that's going to be ever changing, ever evolving?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
that's here to stay.
Yes.
And the students have to really do well at their communication skills when it comes to things like that, verbal
Because
communication.
That's going to be tough because, even when I taught the WIN class last week and we were talking about interviewing in front of a screen versus interviewing in person, two different. I can't speak to the telemed or to the interviewing behind a screen because we're old. We didn't get to do a lot of that. The younger people definitely probably adapt to it more. But do you think you lose a little bit of that personal touch with things? But living out in rural Oklahoma, we don't have a choice, right?
Yeah, I don't think you lose personal touch,
Okay.
especially with this
I
generation,
love that you
because
say
it's
that.
what they're used to,
Yeah.
and they thrive on that style of communication. So,
What does that mean? Kind of like the texting and driving thing?
maybe
They need that.
but Facebook,
Aaron Rodgers, safe
Instagramming,
and-
where
yeah.
they see each other.
That's all they know.
Screens.
They're used to not having a personal connection where you're making eye contact. That's not something that they're used to, which is not always a good thing.
No question.
But I think that they'll adjust as the future moves forward pretty well.
Because one of the things I love that you do as well is you talk about getting them ready with either our academic center or yourself with the real life, with that. Because what Polly said, I love. These people are customers. We live in a small town. You're going to know someone more than likely that you're, helping out. Because you still do. What do you still do? I think is way cool during the summer. What do you still? Don't you go to the hospital and help out? Yeah.
Well, sometimes, I do stuff like that.
Because
Go
you
back
miss a
into the
little bit
field.
of that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's still in your blood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Felicia, you going to come and clean my teeth and during the summer? We have the chair.
Well, I'm not going to come up there and do it because we don't have any way to sanitize it. But I do have my license still, and I have
Okay, that's good to know.
choose to practice my
So
skills.
we're gonna be teaching that this summer, and I'm gonna offer up for myself as free. So actually, Sheila loves clean teeth more than anybody. But the other thing is health. Number one, hiring occupation, because of the different paths that it takes as well. Where do you see rural Oklahoma and rural health in the future a little bit? Dwindling, scary, what?
No, it's never going to dwindle because there's always going to be people out here that need that.
There you go.
But as you said, with the telemedicine and all of that stuff, that's helping us out in rural. My mother has a pacemaker.
All right.
And she does not have to go see her cardiologist. She just has to have her phone 6 inches away from her.
Was that
and
the
they
hardest
can
thing to
monitor.
teach?
Yes, probably. But that's really going to help us out here in rural.
When it comes to those specialists, especially.
absolutely.
Yeah. And, I think I envision having to go into a place while your doctor or, whatever it is need be sitting there next to you and actually having a conversation, telemed, with that and getting your vitals at the same time with things, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's so much technology out there about just taking vital signs distant. It's just unreal, the things that are
out there. I know this Apple Watch. I mean, I'm at the newest Apple Watch for a reason because my mother had a pacemaker as well and had congestive heart failure and a transplant. I kind of want to take care of that. I kind of always want to watch that. So, the cool thing that I love about our class as well is these students, whether they go on to higher education or not, a lot of times they're still working in our area, correct? I mean, during the summer and things. Yeah.
After 26 years, I can't throw a rock that there isn't one of my students working in the healthcare field. Not all of them in the healthcare field, but a lot of them.
That's cool.
And that's the icing on the cake.
And we have to because, once again, I come back to this all the time, have to grow our own, have to retain. People that want to live in Woodward need to live in Woodward. And that's what we have to continue with. And there's a great aspect of that in healthcare. Irregardless in Northwest Oklahoma, there's going to always be that need. Whether it even is hospice, because you talk about things I couldn't do without hospice in our family. There's always that heartwarming story that you always feel, right?
Absolutely.
Nurses at the front line.
Yep.
Correct? Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming in. I'll let you get back to class, but I appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.